Movies have the power to captivate us, but sometimes the real-life drama behind the scenes is more shocking than anything on screen. Today, we're diving into the tragic stories of actors who tragically passed away while filming. From accidents to health issues, these stars gave their all, but never got to see the final cut. Stay tuned as we remember their legacy and explore what happened during the making of these unforgettable films. Number 1. Vic Morrow. He was an American actor who gained widespread recognition for his role as one of the main characters in the popular ABC drama series Combat. 1962, his exceptional performance earned him an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Continued Performance by an Actor in a Series. With a career spanning more than 30 years, he also made notable appearances in films such as Blackboard Jungle and The Bad News Bears, 1976. Morrow continued acting up to his death during filming of Twilight Zone. The movie, 1983, when he and two child actors were death in a helicopter crash on set. During a pyrotechnic explosion, the helicopter's tail was torn off, leading to a fatal crash that claimed the lives of 3 actors. Further investigation revealed that children had been working on set illegally. Despite the tragic accident and subsequent legal action against the filmmakers, the production continued, and the movie was eventually completed and released in June 1983. Morrow also appeared on television, guest starring on shows like The Millionaire, Matinee Theater, Climax, and others. Morrow had his first leading role in Portrait of a Mobster, 1961, playing Dutch Schultz. He continued as mostly a television actor, appearing in Death Valley Days, Alcoa Premiere, and Suspense. He was born February 14, 1929. Many years have passed since their death, but they are still alive in the hearts of their fans. Let us all come together and pay tribute to them once again. Number 2. Bela Lugosi. He was a Hungarian-American actor. He was best remembered for portraying Count Dracula in the horror film classic Dracula, 1931, Igor in Son of Frankenstein, 1939, and his roles in many other horror films from 1931 through 1956. Lugosi suffered a heart attack and died on August 16, 1956, while filming Plan 9 from Outer Space. Instead of reshooting Lugosi's scenes or finding a double, director Edward D. would ask his family's chiropractor to take over the scenes. Lugosi was buried wearing one of the Dracula capes and his full costume, as well as his Dracula ring in the Holy Cross Cemetery in Culver City, California. He was born October 20, 1882. Lugosi began acting on the Hungarian stage in 1902. After playing in 172 productions in his native Hungary, Lugosi moved on to appear in Hungarian silent films in 1917. In 1927, he starred as Count Dracula in a Broadway adaptation of Bram Stoker's novel, moving with the play to the West Coast in 1928 and settling down in Hollywood. He later starred in the 1931 film version of Dracula directed by Todd Browning and produced by Universal Pictures. They made a name for themselves in the world of horror films, where they will always be remembered. We all come together to pay tribute to them. Number 3. Oliver Reed. He was an English actor, known for his upper-middle-class, macho image and his heavy-drinking, Hellraiser lifestyle. His screen career spanned over 40 years, between 1955 and 1999. At the peak of his career in 1971, British exhibitors voted Reed 5th most popular star at the box office. He passed away in a pub on May 2, 1999, before he could finish filming Ridley Scott's battle epic, Gladiator. Reed, who was 61 years, collapsed on the floor of a bar in Malta and died of a heart attack. Most of his scenes in Gladiator had already been shot when he died, but Scott had to recreate Reed's face digitally for a few remaining segments. After making his first significant screen appearances in Hammer horror films in the early 1960s, his notable film roles included La Bête in The Trap, 1966, and Antonius Proximo in Gladiator, 2000. He was born on February 13, 1938. He was the nephew of film director Sir Carol Reed. Reed began his acting career as an extra in films. He appeared uncredited in Ken Anakin's film Value for Money, 1955, and Norman Wisdom's film The Square Peg, 1958. Oliver Reed was a legendary actor. Let us all take a moment to remember him and pay tribute to him. Number 4. Marilyn Monroe. She was an American actress and model. Known for playing comic blonde bombshell characters, she became one of the most popular sex symbols of the 1950s and early 1960s, as well as an emblem of the era's sexual revolution. Blonde bombshell Marilyn Monroe passed away on August 5, 1962. Before she could finish filming Something's Got to Give, she was found dead in her Brentwood, California, home, the result of an overdose of barbiturates. After Monroe's death, the filming of Something's Got to Give was eventually scrapped, but parts of the unfinished film were included in a 2001 documentary titled Marilyn: The Final Days. She became a popular actress with roles in several comedies, including As Young as You Feel and Monkey Business, and in the dramas Clash by Night and Don't Bother to Knock. Monroe starred in 3 movies that were released in 1953 and emerged as a major sex symbol and one of Hollywood's most bankable performers. This was a great actress who passed away suddenly. We pay tribute to her. Number 5. John Candy. He was a Canadian actor and comedian who is best known for his work in Hollywood films. Candy first rose to national prominence in the 1970s as a member of the Toronto branch of the Second City and its SCTV sketch comedy series. Funnyman John Candy died of a massive heart attack on March 4, 1994, the same night that he filmed his final scene in Wagons East. The film, a comedy set in the Wild West, was released later that summer. Candy played the inebriated leader of a wagon train bent on getting a job from 2 successful businessmen. Although some believe that Candy offered the performance of a lifetime, the movie was widely panned by critics as an unworthy farewell to Candy, who had starred in nearly 40 films and was just 43 years old when he died. Candy was born on October 31, 1950. In 1971, Candy was cast in a small part as a Shriner in Creeps by David E. Freeman, a new Canadian play about cerebral palsy, in the inaugural season of the Tarragon Theatre in Toronto. Candy guest starred on a Canadian children's television series, Cucumber, and made a brief, uncredited appearance in Class of 44, 1973, as his first ever appearance in a feature film. Number 6. River Phoenix. River Phoenix was near the end of filming Dark Blood when he died of a drug overdose on Halloween in 1993 at age 23. His role was taken over by Christian Slater, who donated his entire salary from the film to a charity in Phoenix's honor. He was an American actor. Phoenix was known as a teen actor before taking on leading roles in critically acclaimed films.